Hello and welcome to this week's ANN broadcast. Tensions continued to rise this week between Acadia and PANDASTICAL, also known as Matt, the self-proclaimed king in the Lewis Islands, ultimately culminating in military action. On Monday, the Acadian Assembly voted to revoke its recognition of the rogue state due to continued provocation from its leader. Following this vote, the official stance of the Acadian Republic was that no functioning state existed in the Lewis Islands and PANDASTICAL was officially considered simply a private property owner in an area without a ruling government. This revocation of recognition, while symbolic in nature, led to PANDASTICAL requesting recognition from major powers throughout the world seeking legitimacy on the world stage. While representatives of nations including Icenia and Yoatul responded to these pleas, almost all responses were refusals to recognize the Hermit Kingdom. On Thursday, the Acadian government became aware of information that indicated that PANDASTICAL was seeking weapons of mass destruction in the form of end crystals. Considering the potential for damage and loss of life if PANDASTICAL chose to employ weapons of mass destruction, the Acadian Senate decided to intervene. As Acadia no longer recognized a legitimate government in the islands, a decree was passed ordering the Acadian military to occupy the islands in order to re-annex them. PANDASTICAL was immediately granted resident status in Acadia with the annexation, and as a resident his private property on the islands was protected under the law. No warrant was issued for PANDASTICAL and no charges were brought, as the goal of the Acadian government was to regain control over the region in order to ensure stability and not to seize personal property from a legal resident. On arriving in the Lewis Islands, Druid, a member of the Acadian Armed Forces, took position to monitor goings-on the island and ensure that no weapons were moved or used. PANDASTICAL, arriving at his island, confronted Druid, asking him to leave before eventually attacking, armed with an iron sword and shield, and striking Druid. A short fight ensued where PANDASTICAL's shield proved moderately useful against ranged archery attacks but useless in close combat. PANDASTICAL was killed and exile pearled. PANDASTICAL was charged with attempted murder, a misdemeanor under Acadian law, for his attack on Druid, and a trial was convened. Bloof, in her role as acting prime minister, presided over the trial, while Junior Tide of Icenia was employed as a guest prosecutor for the state. PANDASTICAL was represented by Owain X, who is also a major shareholder in the Lovelace Company, ANN's parent company. Both Druid and PANDASTICAL were called to the stand to give testimony during the trial. Thanks to PANDASTICAL recording and posting the confrontation, a record of the events was available for review. The defense argued that PANDASTICAL as a property owner had the right to defend his home and property, while the state argued that PANDASTICAL's actions were criminal. After a full day of voting and deliberations, PANDASTICAL was convicted of attempted murder in a majority but not unanimous vote, and the Acadian Assembly is considering sentencing at the time of this broadcast. The lands formerly claimed by PANDASTICAL after he seceded from Acadia were put under the administration of a newly created Lewis Islands territory, which had been settled in the northern section of the island chain but later were returned temporarily to federal authority. We'll be back with more of the week's news after this.
Portraits, the symbol of power in civcraft. Countries die or become obscure without their landscape beautifully painted, forever memorialized. Leaders are either forgotten, or boring if they lack the signature painting of their beauty, or lack thereof. Do you want people to know your country? To know of your great leadership? If so, then contact Dusty Rayton 2 today, and become remembered.
Are you looking for enchanted gear? Come down to Kanava Lumua, located in central Kanava. We sell A4U3 pickaxes for 10 diamonds, and A4U3F3 for 12 diamonds. Come on down today for the cheapest pickaxes in the quadrant.
Welcome back. In other news this week, construction work continues on the Acadian National Arena project in central Acadia. When complete, the new facility will host regular events and tournaments as well as seeing use for military training exercises. The National Arena Foundation is actively seeking donations of stone and sandstone in order to complete the project, and substantial donations may entitle the donor to book the facility for their own private or public events and receive recognition from the foundation. We'll be back with more after this.
Good day, ladies, gentlemen, and those somewhere in the middle. Do I have an offer for you today? Have you ever wanted to get away from the hustle and bustle of city life? Need a quiet getaway? Then make your way to Eden, tax haven, and small mining town. Assist in the mines, keep what you collect, and make new friends. For more information, please contact 8-Bit Anarchy in-game or on Discord.
For our next story, we go to our roving reporter in the new city of Kora, the capital of the Imperial Kingdom of Fish.
Hello everyone. Today I have traveled to the northeast to visit the newly established Kingdom of Fish and learn about one of Acadia's newest neighbors in the plus-minus. The kingdom is a continuation of Wyvern, a nation that previously existed in Civ universe and generally seeks to enjoy a peaceful way of life. Kora, its capital, is a colorful and friendly village situated on a small island, and its territory includes plenty of ocean in which the fish can swim. While the new capital has grown quickly, the Kingdom of Fish seeks to maintain a laid-back lifestyle and good relations with its neighbors. Kora is welcoming to tourists and can be found at 6500, -9800, so come visit and enjoy the sun and sand. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you for that great report. The Fish Kingdom is high on the list for my next vacation. That's all for this week from ANN. From all of us here to all of you at home, have a great evening and don't do wars.